All right, today we are diving into skill number 8 from the Career Services AI Toolkit. This one's called the Thought Leadership and Resource Writer. So what makes this one so different? Well, while all the other skills help you get ready for your work with students, this one is all about enhancing your own professional work.
And the promise here is huge. The idea is that it can do this at a level of quality and speed that changes what's possible. Now, that is a really bold claim, right? So let's unpack what this skill actually does and why it just might be a total game changer.
Okay, first things first. You have to understand that Skill 08 is really a whole new class of tool. It's a big shift in thinking, moving away from just prepping for student appointments and toward leveling up your own professional output and your influence in the field.
So think of it this way. While the other skills are amazing for, analyzing a job description or getting ready for a coaching session, Skill 08 is about building your assets, your articles, your presentations, your go-to resources. It's a tool built for you, the practitioner.
So what does it actually do? Well, at its heart, the Thought Leadership and Resource Writer is designed to create two very different but super valuable types of content. And it does it all based on the source material that you give it.
Basically, the tool works in two main ways. First, it helps you generate thought leadership content to really build up your professional voice. And second, it creates these practical student-facing resources that you can literally use tomorrow in your workshops and coaching sessions.
Let's dig into that first category, thought leadership. This is all about establishing your expertise. We're talking about drafting articles, whipping up engaging LinkedIn posts, outlining conference talks, or writing briefs for other people in our field. This isn't just about making content, it's about positioning you as a go-to authoritative voice.
And then, on the other side, you have the student-facing resources. This stuff is incredibly practical. The tool can draft up detailed guides, short and sweet tip sheets, workshop handouts, even email templates. Basically, all the materials that help your students make those big career decisions with a lot more confidence.
But of course, whenever we talk about using AI for professional content, there's one massive question we have to answer. Can you actually trust it? Well, this skill is built around what's called a trustworthiness engine, and it's designed specifically to make sure everything it produces is accurate and credible.
And this really is the essential question, isn't it? Can you really trust what an AI writes enough to put your own name on it? The answer, thankfully, is built right into how this tool is designed from the ground up.
Here is the absolute key. The tool has one fundamental rule. It is forbidden. It will never invent facts, statistics, or citations. It cannot make stuff up. Every single claim that ends up in the final document has to be traceable right back to the source materials, the reports, the articles, the data that you gave it in the first place.
And here's how it proves it, with something called the key claims table. This comes with every single output. For every major point made in the draft, this table shows you the exact claim, which source it came from, and a confidence level. It makes the whole thing auditable. It's not a black box, it's a glass box. You can see exactly what's going on inside.
And if the AI can't find clear support for a claim within your sources, it flags it for you. Now, you might think that's a limitation, but it's not. It's actually the single most important feature, because that's what gives you the confidence to actually use what it creates. It's what makes it trustworthy enough to publish. So when you use this skill, you're not just getting a wall of text spit back at you. You get a whole output package, one that's designed for professional use from the start, with all those checks and balances built right in.
So here's everything you get in that package. You get a content brief summary, just to make sure it understood what you were trying to do. You get the full draft, of course. You get that key claims table we just talked about. But you also get style and clarity notes, ideas for how to repurpose the content with adaptation options, and, this is crucial, accuracy and risk notes that flag anything that really needs a final human look over.
All right, now we're getting to what might be the most powerful part of this whole thing. The source material calls it the multiplier effect, and it really shows how this tool can completely change your workflow and just multiply your impact.
The idea is actually pretty simple, but it is profound. You do the hard work, the research, the thinking, one time. But from that one single effort, you can get multiple, totally distinct, ready-to-use pieces of content.
For example, let's say you're building a new workshop. You feed the tool your outline and the research you've gathered. From just that one input, Skills 08 can generate a complete handout draft for everyone who attends, a condensed one-page tip sheet, and a promotional LinkedIn post to get people to sign up. See? One effort, 3 outputs. It's awesome.
Now let's look at an even more strategic way to use this when you're presenting to your institutional leadership. Think about it. Instead of just relying on, some anecdotal feedback from students, you can use Skill 08 to ground your entire story in hard, verifiable labor market evidence.
And why is that such a big deal? Because when you shift from telling stories to presenting evidence, it completely changes the conversation. That's how you make a case that leads to real, tangible impact for your department. We're talking increased funding, a solid justification for new staff, and better recognition across the institution.
I mean, this really says it all. Grounding your program's story in real evidence changes how leadership receives your program's value proposition. It takes your work from just being a helpful student service and turns it into a strategic asset for the entire institution.
Which kind of leaves us with this final question to think about. By taking the massive time suck of content creation off your plate, this skill removes one of the biggest bottlenecks we all face. So the real question for you is, what new value could you create for your students, for your institution, and for your own career if content just wasn't the bottleneck anymore?